Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my show, Gypsy Heart. I'm happy for week 2 to be back. Um, this week, I want to talk about mindset and manifestation and the power of positivity. I do a lot of workshops and classes, and it's just so important to stay in a mindset of expecting blessings. And I think a lot of us, and it's happened to me recently, so that's why I wanted to talk about it tonight. How when you get into this mentality of, if something happens and, it's so easy to get knocked off course. One thing happens and then it seems like it rains and it pours, and how staying in a mindset of expecting blessings is so important and the power of manifestation. I always tell my clients, if you can see yourself there, if you can see yourself in a job, a promotion, a mindset, um, a, 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 a period of happiness, you can achieve it. So the 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 difficult part is, you know, keeping that ego, that fear away. I tell people fear is a liar, and it really is. Like fear is just ego stepping in our path. So, I always start my day with setting some intentions, and that's a great way to kind of keep yourself in that mindset, that motivated mindset. And setting intentions doesn't have to be, um, you know, a big, long, drawn out process. You can simply set your intentions in your coffee, stirring your coffee. Set yourself, you know, a positive motivational, speech for the day, taking a shower and imagining all that energy that doesn't belong to you anymore washing off into the shower, writing your intentions down in a journal. Prayer is meditation, but getting yourself a routine that you do every day is a great way to kind of set that in motion. So whether it's a meditation or writing something down in a journal, just getting yourself set to kind of start that. um, Setting boundaries and grounding is all part of that, and I'll get into that. But if manifestation is so real, like if you really believe that you can do something, you're going to set yourself up to do it. So whether it's a job or a relationship, but just keep. Joe in Denver, Colorado is ready. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to pull some tarot cards. And if he's ready, we'll do it. Okay. You can patch him through. Joe in Denver.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
It's
Good evening or good afternoon, depending on where you are in the country.
evening for me. Thank you. I'm going to pull a couple cards for you. Is there something that you are dealing with or you want clarity on that I can help you with? Or do
Yeah.
you want me to just see what
So,
the cards say?
I have been preparing all year to have a job, potentially being a social studies teacher next year, and I had
Okay.
that ripped out from me this week, where I didn't end up getting it. And I'm just kind of wondering if my direction I still need to be heading into is teaching. There's a teaching alternative program, or
Hmm.
if there's anything other pathwise that I should be doing. I've worked in financial healthcare. I've done pretty much everything office related, but I'm just kind of wondering if I should go back into that range or if I
No,
should still.
as you were talking, I was pulling cards, and it's funny. I was talking about mindset and motivation, and manifesting. I mean, before you came on, and I feel like the universe is testing you for. It's like sometimes we're tested. It's like, how bad do you want it? I really don't think you should give up on this social studies teacher thing. I really think that the card Five of Feathers. This is all about resilience. So I think, again, see yourself already there. I feel like there are going to be a few bumps on the road here, but there is a reason to celebrate coming up. So I think give it a few months. I think in a few months, you're going
Okay.
to have some sort of positive feedback in this direction. But there's a lot of cards here for you that are you giving. So this is something that you're meant to do, to share, to teach. And I think it'll really give you something that you feel like you've been lacking. Am I correct? Like I feel like you haven't felt
Yeah.
fulfilled. So I think giving this gift of knowledge to others is going to give you a strong foundation and some clarity. And I don't think you'll stop there. I feel like this is going to, excel rather quickly with you. So I do think that this is something that's going to happen for you. Is there a
Yeah.
move in your future too? Are you moving?
No, I'm pretty stationary here in Colorado. I love living where I live, to be frank. Um, I I have a choice between junior high and high school with my
Oh,
degree.
okay.
So
Oh,
I
okay.
think that's where the move is. If I teach high school, it's a little bit more.
More open.
It's more open, but it's not where I've been a substitute teacher this year for mostly middle school. So it's not
Right.
the age range where I've been at.
Right. Yeah, I think you need to. I think you don't have a lot of confidence in yourself in this arena, and I think that could be holding you back too. Again, I think pulling this manifestation piece in that I was talking about earlier and seeing yourself already there in the position that you want and seeing you successful doing it is key. I think I think closed doors and no's really affect your energy. And I really think you need to kind of shed that off,
Mm.
and see yourself already there. But I think the teaching thing for you looks like a good fit here. And that moving that I see is probably going into the other route. You were thinking middle school, it's probably going to be the high school. Um, and I do think there's going to be a couple opportunities presented to you in this. So, these closed doors are just preparing you for something bigger. So don't give up on that. Um, I hope that helps. But it does look like the teaching realm is something that is meant for you here.
Beautiful.
There's
Love it.
also a volunteering piece here. So I don't know if you do a lot of volunteering, or there's an organization specifically that you work with, but it looks like there's like this giving of yourself and like a volunteering piece here. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, I'm a mini pastor with is the best way I can put it. So
Oh, okay.
I do a lot. I do a lot of holding people in prayer, and I do work on the local level here in
Okay.
Colorado.
Okay. But yeah, that looks like it goes together almost. So I don't know if you'll continue to do that with the teaching, but I feel like that's something that really works for you, and that you should doing. But I feel like you have this uh, you almost talk yourself out of things. It looks like with the cards, it's like you're like your best cheerleader, and then the next day you're like, well, maybe I shouldn't do that. I feel like there's a lot of that going on. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because
So it's like,
I'm 39, getting into teaching, so I'm a little bit of a unicorn in the field. I'm not 22, 23.
yeah, but you're never too old and it's never too late, is what I always like to say to my clients. So I think you need to keep pursuing this. I think it's complements you well, and I think it's going to give you that foundation because I feel like you felt like you've just been kind of drifting through life. And I think this is going to give you kind of a place, if you know what I mean. And I think it's just going to be so fulfilling to you to kind of give to the students. But the volunteering is definitely heavy here in your cards. But you're your own worst enemy in a lot of ways. You don't have the confidence in yourself, and I feel like you kind of take back. Um, you kind of tiptoe backwards sometimes. There's also in the cards a lot of things from your past you need to cut cords with, if you know what that means.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? Yeah, there's a lot of
Mhm.
like old energy that you don't need to attach yourself. So I don't know if that's a past relationship. I kind of feel it's that, but you need to cut cords with that. Sometimes we kind of bog ourselves down with baggage that we don't need to hold on to any longer. And that kind of prevents us from our true path. So by cutting cords with that, and it's as easy as simply saying, like, this doesn't belong to me anymore. and free yourself from that. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, by doing those simple things and just having that belief in yourself that you can do this, the age has nothing to do with it. It's the confidence that you have in yourself. And I think you'll be very much a success in that area. Any other
Do
questions
you
that I
see
can
me teach?
answer for you?
Do you see me teaching next fall?
Yes. Yeah. I think over the summer here, you're going to have several opportunities come in front of you, and you're actually going to have a choice. So the possibilities, you have the wheel here in tarot, that's possibilities, that's change, that's a lot coming at you at once. And I think you're going to, in by the fall, have yourself a secure position here. But you just have to stay focused and stay in the mindset of expectations and seeing yourself there. And let go of the confidence piece here. I think you're stuck on this age thing, and thinking that your ship has sailed, and it's not. This is just the beginning for you. Does that
Beautiful.
make sense?
Love it.
Yeah, I love
Yep.
it. I love that for you. And I think that it's going to be life changing. I think that you felt kind of stagnant. If I, it looks like in your cards, you just feel like sometimes it's like Groundhog Day. You get up, do the same thing over and over again. This is going to shed a new light. So just stay the course, my friend. Okay.
All right. Beautiful. I appreciate your time.
No worries. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Have a good one.
You too. That was great. But yeah, that was so funny that he, again, talking about mindset and motivation and manifestation, and just setting those intentions, to get the ball rolling. And it's simply starting with believing in yourself and that anything could happen. But also, setting some boundaries and not letting people kind of pop that bubble, because there are some energy vampires out there that like to kind of, you know, knock the wind out of our sails sometimes. So we got to keep our boundaries firm and our thoughts in the positive, and we can achieve anything. It's that simple. It's really that simple to live that way. So I want to thank you all for being here. My clock is ticking down. I'm having a lot of fun with this. And if there's anything that you'd like to talk about, I do an intuitive coaching program that I work with people to help them kind of find their path, their purpose. Sometimes you're just feeling stuck and you kind of have an interest in the metaphysical and the spiritual stuff, but you just don't know where to get started. So if I can help you with that in any way, my website is um, up there. I can see it. So just visit my website and send me an email, and I'd love to help you. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And it's been a blast. Thanks, everyone.